Thank you. Welcome to our third broadcast out of the Kitchen Bar in Abington, PA. We are so excited to be here. I'm Callie McCurdy.
And I'm John Mim. It's a beautiful summer's day outside. It's June 10th, 2010. Mostly 10s, but there's a 6 in there because it's June. Regardless, we have a great show lined up for you. Callie, why don't you tell us what we have coming up?
We have inspirational speaker Jordan Burnham with us. We have composer, model, actress, and musician Melissa Dunphy. We have college graduates, human resource directors. Got it going on.
Mm-hmm. And we're out here in Abington, PA at the wonderful Kitchen Bar. Check them out, thekitchenbar.com. They have wonderful happy hour specials here, so come out and check them out whenever you can. Also, be sure to check us out at TransitionsRadio.com. Follow us on Facebook at Jumpstart This Productions.
Tonight on Philly's Lifestyles and Travel Trends, I'll be interviewing Vade Ramdas, a recent graduate of Drexel University, and afterwards, I'll be talking about how to get fit this summer and how not to get fit. Vade, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I heard you're trying to get into medical school. Can you explain that process to us?
The medical school application process is like a really long process, and you have like to write the MCATs, which is like our standardized exam, and also for application you have to arrange all your like recommendation letters from your professors. The MCAT is really long, and basically right now I'm just taking a lot of practice tests and like just putting my heart into it.
Yeah, I can imagine that can be really time consuming. I know when I studied for the SATs it was so hard and stressful.
Oh yeah, true.
I definitely don't miss doing that. I can only imagine how hard it is for medical school. But you told me you're taking a year off before actually going to medical school. Yeah. Why? What made you choose to do that?
Well, I'm taking a year off because, like, I figure like medical school is so hard. I want to take a nice break and relax and just have a good time. My undergrad education was so hard and long that I just decided to just take a break and relax before going into medical school.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. That way you'll be more refreshed and ready to study after you're off.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Now, if you're looking to get fit for the beach this summer, look no further than your sofa on Comcast Fit TV channel on Demand. I actually watched the workout videos and saw some results the very next day after just working out for an hour.
Incredible.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we get a round of applause for the Kitchen Bar and for Transitions Radio today?
Again, we're so excited to be here, and we'd love it if you could check us out at our website, www.transitionsradio.com, and listen to our weekly podcasts.
Like, what was your kind of coping mechanism, since we were talking about that earlier on the show today?
Oh boy,
let it go. Or?
Yeah, it was tough during my teenage years. There was a lot of conflict, and probably the biggest conflict that ended up that happened was when I first started college in Australia. I was 16. I graduated high school very early, and I started college as a med student because my mother wanted me to be a doctor. And after about a year, I realized I hated it, and I decided to, forge my own path, and I quit medicine, and I started doing a whole bunch of other different things, and it broke my mother's heart. I mean, really, we didn't speak for a very long time, and we reconciled now, and I think it's just, it's a process of letting the past go by and growing, Now that I'm a little older than I was at 16, I see my mother's point of view, and even though I don't agree with it, I understand it, and she sees me as a human being rather than as, her daughter. She sees me as sort of a separate entity, an adult entity, and so she's grown too, and she's learned to accept what I do. It is huge.
I mean, it's a very interesting issue, the whole, like, mother-daughter relationship and like finding your own identity. And what I find so interesting about you is that you've accomplished so much. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, you started playing piano when you were 3, the French horn, the flute, and now you play the cello, and you're a composer and an actress. So how did that whole journey start? Where did your inspiration come from? Was it your parents?
Yes. Okay. And this is the thing is, as much as my mother may not have agreed with my decision to become a musician in the end, she really started me on that path. And she I feel like growing up for me was like being shot like a bottle rocket, into the world as fast as possible. She really believed in education as being the most important part of my childhood. So she taught me how to read when I was 3, and she taught me math and science from books that she, bought books to teach me. And that was the reason why I sort of started everything really early. She took me to piano lessons, and she took me to, violin lessons and things like that. And she really supported everything I wanted to do. That said, she wasn't that happy when I decided that this is what I wanted to do full-time with my life. But I really owe her so much for introducing me to so many things and being so focused on my education so early.
Yeah, I mean, that's great that she did eventually support you,
sure.
And that's kind of, it's interesting how she started you out on that path. And maybe parents don't always realize, but I think it's good. Education is so essential. I mean, this is a show about what happens after that, but it seems like it's always constant.
Oh, absolutely.
Like you're always learning things.
You never stop. I mean, now I'm getting my PhD, and
wow. What are you getting your PhD in?
In music composition at the University of Pennsylvania.
Oh, wow.
I'm 30 years old, so and the journey hasn't stopped for me, and I hope it never stops. I don't think there's anything as rewarding as education. I really believe in that. You can go to www.melissadunphy, melissadunphy.com, or you can follow me on Twitter. Just do a search for Melissa Dunphy and my name will come up.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Well,
I'm Dan Schmidt. I'm your current events contributor here at Transitions, and as I'm sure our audience is aware, we are currently in one of the toughest employment markets in recent history. And all job seekers are looking to get an advantage over the competition, with the possibility of hundreds or even thousands of candidates battling over just a handful of opportunities. Resume building and interview skills are more critical than ever. What to wear, what to say, even what not to say, little things suddenly become a lot more important to the employer when the pool of potential employees is so big. Well, I was lucky to sit down and talk with Rick Colton, former Human Resources Director at New Age Industries and current manager at Stockwell Elastomerics, to provide us with some insight on what interviewers are looking for.